I feel that. If I go like super high, I will, but like that, I can hit that one like comfortably. But that's like max.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're live. Finally.
This was a good one. Our first episode at the new room, and we've had zero difficulties. Everything's been super
everything's
smooth.
been smooth as hell,
hunky dory.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
I like that one.
How is everyone?
I'm good.
Real quick while I
I feel like I'm like further right on the screen.
You can scoot your seat over if you want towards
No, it's fine.
Victor.
It's fine.
You have plenty of room.
No, you can't. No.
No.
Yeah, baby.
Yes. Welcome to the chat, A Rizzle.
Always 400.
Welcome to the chat, Funky Boo Boo.
Folks, welcome back to the Producer Lounge, brought to you by Always 400, of course. Sorry, millimeters below us is frozen.
Always.
I don't know what happened. The computer seems to be having issues. But here we are. We have an excellent connection to the internet thanks to Google and T-Mobile Fiber.
You guys got fiber?
We got fiber.
Damn, what's it pushing up and down?
1 gig up and down. But dude,
Is that good?
Amazing.
Yeah,
that's very
side
fast.
note.
Good.
This morning, normally when I would upload an episode to YouTube, it would take about 45 minutes just to get it uploaded, and then
Yeah.
the normal 3 hours or whatever it estimates to do an HD
To
unpack.
process it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which that doesn't really matter. That's all up on their end. But this morning I uploaded one, and it took 3 minutes.
That's fucking crazy.
3 minutes?
3 minutes versus 45
Well,
minutes.
yeah, because
What?
before we had
like 60 megabits or something up.
Jeez.
So
yes.
bad.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I mean, dude, I
Having
have.
close to a gig upload speed is insane amounts of upload speed.
Is that
Shit
even?
is tight.
Is that all just like wired connections to all your computers though?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because in my neighborhood's too old. Like they don't even have fiber laid, so like I can't pull it in.
That's exactly what all this construction is.
They just
did it.
That's
Yeah.
annoying as hell. They brought in fiber, and
Yeah.
they're only, I guess, advertising it to this subdivision first, which is wild.
You want to know?
Yeah,
You want to know
let's go.
some like an interesting fact about fiber is like a lot of communities, let's say like bigger city centers, not so much on the outskirts of Colorado. I can't say that we're outskirts, but definitely like further away. There was a thing called dark fiber, which I learned about in audio school 7 years ago.
Dark fiber.
Where they
Dark
it was
fiber.
literally they knew they were going to upgrade to fiber optic cabling at some point. So whenever they'd tear up streets in like a big city or something, they would lay fiber, knowing that was going to be like a good cable too.
Yeah.
I heard that dark fiber, they don't even know what it is.
No,
They
dark,
just see it in telescopes and shit.
God damn it.
I didn't get
Yeah,
it.
you
I didn't
like
get it.
Yeah.
You got me.
Making a
I
dark,
didn't get it.
dark
You got
matter joke.
I didn't get it. You got me.
It was a space joke. It was a space joke.
Astrophysicists out there watching, they were laughing.
Yeah, they're like,
Hey, irate music says the audio sounds flangy. Is that still a thing? Do you still hear it?
it's sounding
Oh, it sounds better now.
flangy.
Did you do something?
No, I mean, it sounds fine in my headphones. Folks in chat, just let us know if the audio sounds like it has a phaser or a flanger or a dub echo on it. Let us know. Yeah, fiber's
Yeah,
cool,
interesting.
but cooler than that is
Having a massive throbbing... Oh, no. What were you going to say?
compressor. Something I wanted to bring up outside actually was the idea, and this is less
good.
This is less production. He says it does. Yes.
It sounds fine on my phone.
I think I'm hearing a little bit. It's like that lossy... It's the high end. There's some like high end like resonance thing.
Basically, here I'll start the conversation real quick, and then we can go from there. Basically, the idea is saying "fuck you" to Spotify and streaming services like SoundCloud and all
And
that.
SoundCloud?
Free
like
music.
any of them, like any of them that you can just stream for free. Like and even like stream with ads, like any of that shit. Like only putting your shit out on like Bandcamp, where people can like preview it and they have to just purchase the actual fucking
Or
song.
like Audius even? Or you're saying they
no,
just have to
Audius
buy?
you could still stream, like some like just places where you can't. It'd be cool to somehow set it up where everybody could stream like 3 times. Like you make an account and you can stream, you can preview a song 3 times or whatever. But if you want to have it, bitch, buy that shit.
Do you guys use Bandcamp?
I don't.
Like to distribute? Or
Just
to
for
buy.
anything, like
Yeah,
also
I do.
it's almost like a MySpace profile for music. You can do a lot more
Right,
than that. Like
correct,
it's linked to
right.
everything.
Yes.
I'm a big fan of Bandcamp, actually,
Yeah,
even as a
same.
streaming
Absolutely.
platform. Because dude, a lot of the artists I listen to was just like weird bootlegs or something. I can't even like find their stuff on YouTube. I can't
Right.
find their stuff anywhere
Right.
other than like Bandcamp.
Right.
Yep.
Bandcamp is tight, although I think they just got bought out. But I was talking to this guy at a party who works for Bandcamp, and he said it's still tight as fuck. It hasn't like lost its spirit, even though it got like bought out by bigger, at least yet. I guess we'll see. But
A lot of the time, a big company wants you to just kind of keep doing what you're doing. They just want to own that shit and make all the extra money
Right.
and like have the entity.
So
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about. To me, they're different things, right, Caleb? Where it's just like I don't think everything that's on Bandcamp needs to be on Spotify.
True.
Like there's a lot of artists where it's
sure.
just like what's on any other corporate accounts isn't gonna match up perfectly with everything that's on their Bandcamp.
right.
Like Tice is doing those like fun, silly edits of
Right.
things like Banana, or as you call him, Thij. He's doing those little edits. Do you remember that?
Dude, that's so funny. I didn't know who you were talking about at first. Yeah. Until you said Thij.
Fish?
Nice. I'm glad that landed there. Yeah. I thought you were gonna be like Thij. What the fuck?
No, that's not. That's it.
So our little bit of fun that we like with this idea is the idea of like fuck you for like trying to make all your money off of my music when you could just sell this shit.
It's a good
You
point.
could just sell the music.
The one thing I could say in the kind of favor of that headspace of like it's just a different platform for a different thing.
It's a
is
great point.
Spotify you could use as just like a profile. Like you put some songs on there for people
Yeah.
to like be able to, maybe you take them down. You put some up, take them down, put some up, take them down. But it's like a place where people can go look at stuff for free and kind of preview your catalog before buying a bunch of shit if they want. Or if they just want to touch the top of you, they can just go look at Spotify.
Or it's like the place you put the music that you do with people that want to put it on Spotify. Like if you're collabing
Oh.
and people
Right.
want to put shit on Spotify, then like
Yeah.
Sure.
don't be anal about that.
Right,
But
correct.
maybe be anal about your own shit. And then you just have remixes and collabs and shit that go to Spotify.
Right.
Everything else, pay me.
That's
See-
kind of how I felt about it, where it's just like the only songs that I have on Spotify like are not self-released songs. There's stuff that like went to like Dojo or like went to somebody else to like put
Oh,
them out
yeah.
like
Right,
Always
right.
400. Where it's
Gates
just like, dude, if you even go to my
compilation.
SoundCloud, like those aren't even songs that are like on my SoundCloud. Like they're just that's what got put on Spotify.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
That's fucking cool as fuck. If you ask me.
It's hard though. If you're going the Bandcamp route, like you have to be playing hella shows to be getting your name out there, or doing like the social media thing. Because the cool part about like doing the whole like corporate Spotify fucking evil conglomerate thing is like if you do get playlisted, they just push your music in front of like millions of people,
yeah.
So
Right.
if you completely evade that, it's kind of cool. It's almost like, Spotify and like these big streaming services are like the new record label. They have like all the power and influence and like spread that you want.
So even this last release that I had, like on the Dojo, it was actually kind of an interesting marketing campaign that we even did, where it's like it wasn't even about like Spotify or like getting any of those numbers. That's not where it came. What they
Yeah.
really wanted, and it was a very interesting release. And I'm gonna summarize this, and this isn't like all set in stone or anything, because like I don't know exactly how it worked. So
Yeah.
the label they gave me, the whole idea was to get like reels clicked on. And then just that'll shoot everything up into the algorithm. Also, I'm not at a place like in my music career where I can say that like anything's like justifiably like monetary or anything, like based on like a monetary thing.
Feel ya.
So really what they did, they gave me a list of 13 viral videos, not new viral videos, videos that had already been proven as viral. And my only job was to just put my music over the viral videos and then just post those as a reel.
That's what
each
Ill Gates
day.
has been doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's
On
exactly
his shit.
that's exactly what it was. But dude, one of my videos got like 30,000 views on Instagram.
Oh,
Yeah.
seriously?
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
And I'm like, dude, there's no way that song was like, there's no way
Yeah.
that song should have got 30,000
okay,
views.
so
The song itself would never have gotten 30,000 views.
yeah,
Right.
Like, there's no fucking
Yeah.
way. It was
So-
literally just the clicking of like, oh, I liked the video, and it's just like, it was really hoping that everybody would repost that and put that back into the algorithm, and then your profile at that point is just more likely to get like followed. So that was the whole release plan of the song. It
Right.
had nothing to do with like the song itself. It was all about
Totally.
how can we promote like the account to not be
Yeah.
blocked from going into the algorithm.
It's like some it's some meta marketing bullshit.
Yeah.
Basically.
yeah,
I've been thinking about doing this actually.
yeah. We were talking about
I'll
a
give
similar
you-
thing the other day.
I'll give you all the videos.
I want to.
Yeah, let's go.
I'll give you all the video.
I think I'm gonna look into doing that with Mona Lisa stuff.
Oh, that's
because
smart.
we could make a bunch. We have like 20 something songs, so I could make a Mona Lisa Hamilton whatever page, post with videos, and just try and boost the shit out of all the random music that we have.
I think that's what it
That
is.
we
It's
could
not
do.
restricting it, because what I heard from like A&R and everything like was they told me that they're just like, honestly, when you put download, stream now up for like free DL, like all that stuff,
Nothing happens.
it's actually blocking you from getting
Right.
into the views it as
Yeah.
spam, especially if your account's not something that's registered with putting out content on like. I hate this fucking conversation because it doesn't matter to me, but it is interesting.
Yeah.
But what
I also hate this conversation.
yeah, it's
I
just
feel you.
So, dude, I'm curious.
The people need to
you
know.
See, did it translate at all? Like, did people hear the song and like go to your SoundCloud page or Spotify? And like, did you see any numbers increase anywhere else?
So that's actually not the game plan of the release plan. The game plan of the release plan was to just get it reposted enough to where like your account is no longer something that's going to be blocked in the future from posting content that'll get
Oh.
like shared and blocked from the algorithm. Because when they view something like free DL or you type something like that into a release thing,
Yeah.
supposedly, and I don't know, like this hasn't been tested by me. This is just what they told me, that it's just like they actually view that as spam, especially if it's from an account that has like minimal followers. They're like, oh, we're gonna limit this from the amount
Right.
of people that see. And dude,
Right.
it really
Makes
kind of
sense.
did work. I got followers, not that they were like interested in my music or anything, but this one video of dude, a monkey. It was a chimpanzee. There was one specifically. It was a chimpanzee like in a zoo petting a deer, and then the song was like an R&B kind of like love tune. It's called "Need
Hilarious.
Somebody," you know.
Yeah,
like
you
this-
want the
And then-
music to match the goofiness of the video.
But that
Right.
that reel and that post definitely got way more. Not even close to like way more, like
Yeah.
literally thousands of times more engagement,
Yeah, of course.
than anything
Yeah.
I'd have ever done before.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so the basic concept is, if the algorithm sees people liking and sharing things from a specific channel, then when you post something that is more just like straightforward important, it just thinks, well, people like shit from this channel. It's basically like you're building a meme page as like a weird little thing that you can then utilize and be like, psh, here's like the actual shit. Go look at it, and then that shit will probably see a lot more than it would have.
It's really just to not block it, because from what
Right.
I heard, exactly, you get
Right.
it. It's really just to not block your account from like boosting up into like a bunch of views,
Yeah,
especially
it
from like
helps
something
your
like
account
repost.
get seen more.
Yeah, because Instagram and everything, what they're promoting is they just want people like in the algorithm and engaged. So when they see engagement, they actually, what I heard is that engagement actually goes down when you, or at least them reposting stuff and putting it out goes down when you're like free DL, because they just view that as spam because everybody's doing that.
Yeah, because everyone.
Right.
So it's like more like, oh, this one's actually got engaged with 6,000 times. We're just no longer going to restrict it. So it's like similar accounts. Oh, you like this person, you might like this person. That kind of stuff is.
Do you think?
And dude, that was the whole plan for a release of a song. Like the whole plan was that.
Oh, I bet.
Like
It sounds to me like Ill Gates is running experiments using his dojo.
Yeah. Yeah, literally. Right.
Right.
and himself, dude, he killed it.
himself,
Like he
yeah.
got me like
he did it
hyped
too.
up.
Yeah,
he got me
he's
hyped up.
participating.
Right. Right.
Like, you know, he's got to walk the walk to get all the other people to fucking show up
Right,
as well.
correct.
You know?
Correct.
But
Work,
it's
man.
cool as fuck
Yeah.
to go like, hey, I have like a network of shit that's always happening, And then if I want to figure out how something works, I can just tell everybody to do this.
It's a real-time
And
experiment.
we'll find out if it works really well or if it doesn't. And then we'll try another one
And you know,
in
it's like
6 months.
as a new artist on the dojo,
Yeah.
where it's just like sick, bro. Like I'm getting like hyped up from like this cat and everything, and it's just like it does have more backing because of that. So it's just I don't know how any of it works, and then also I guess I kind of I don't know. It's interesting, right?
Yeah, super cool.
You
Yeah.
guys should definitely consider something, especially like a secondary project like Mona Lisa Hamilton, where it's just like, dude, I know those songs.
Yeah.
Songs are of quality. The
Yeah.
free DL is not going to be the method to get them out there.
Yeah, it's not even shit
Right.
you want to get downloaded. You just want people to listen to it.
Exactly.
it's-
Or put it on
Play
their
the shit.
video.
Right.
I actually tested a similar thing like 4 months ago or something. I made like 5 random TikTok accounts that was like Aznadel fan club type thing, and just literally did that thing where you just upload random videos with your song behind it, and like some of them did like kind of well. And it was funny, in one of my SoundCloud songs, like there's like a little comment like, "Oh, found you from your TikTok, like cool, blah blah blah." So it did like kind of do something.
From this fan club TikTok.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
What you really want to do is make the fan club TikTok, then pay to get like 10,000 followers on that account.
So it looks
Right.
legit.
then do it.
Yeah, right.
Damn. I
Yeah.
don't even have TikTok. I don't know if I got that. Your
Oh,
guys'
it's
one is
easy.
banging though. I love those little reels. I imagine that's similar to what you put on TikTok,
the same
right?
shit.
Yeah,
They're
the
fantastic.
same ones.
They're
Thank
great.
you, man.
Great little nuggets. Like,
Yeah, they're fun, right?
Yeah, they're cool
Yeah.
to watch. I definitely like stop and like watch. And then
Cool.
I love you guys, but like this is good shit to like look at regardless.
Hell yeah, right?
Yeah. Yeah. They do good.
It is
They do good.
interesting.
People like them.
Like the clips people seem to really like on there are like the very technical, like here's a trick for your 808s kind of thing or
And
something.
quick and technical.
Easily
Super quick.
digestible. The far away one where I'm just like, okay, like if somebody doesn't know about that, like
Yeah, exactly.
easy business.
Yeah, that was a
Exactly.
very
like that one did
popular
well.
one.
That one
Yeah.
did super well. Yeah,
like easy business. If you don't know, don't know.
right.
Right.
And it is weird because like I see why that does do well, but there are always moments where we're just talking about like the music industry or marketing or like whatever random thing, and those ones don't do as well. Even though like in my eyes, I'm like that's just as good of like a little clip, you know. But that'll be one of those things where it's like when we're more popular, like the people who really like our account and whatever and scroll through, like they'll get something from that, you know, and they'll enjoy and be like, oh, cool, they talked about this thing.
I do
Right,
feel
right.
interesting about that because you guys have a bit more like grasp in the music marketing side of things, whereas like to me, where it's just, I like, dude, I just don't care.
I don't know if we do.
I mean, I don't think
Yeah.
we do either.
Well,
We
even
like,
just talking about like the TikTok like things, where it's just like those videos are more than like 99% of producers are gonna like ever make like content like that.
Sure.
Where it's just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I mean,
so it's just like even that, it's cool content, you know.
to that question, I can raise it to the meta, and I saw this fun.
Let's go, boy.
I saw
Raise
this,
it
Tell
to the
him,
meta.
tell him.
I saw
Yeah.
this. I saw this fun TikTok of this guy crying in his studio, and he's holding a camera on like a really expensive gyroscope and like a really expensive microphone, and he's like, I just wanted to make music, but now I'm a videographer, a vlogger, a YouTuber, and a content creator. And it's
Oh
like-
yeah.
yeah, it's like, yeah, I kind of agree. Although,
Right.
That's why
I
we're
also
talking
kinda
about
don't
making
give a
people
fuck.
pay for our music.
right, I also kind of don't give a fuck. Like, that is the era we're in. Like, back in the day, you know, you had to be really good at saxophone and like not following the rules and being able to vibe with a crew, and then that kind of dabbled into like other kind of shit that changed in ways nobody expected, and it just keeps doing that and
Oh yeah.
Constantly just
and
doing it.
electronic music. I mean, there's something to be said for like artists who make electronic music are closer to like if your whole thing is like, I'm just making electronic music for the sake of like getting it on playlists, and like you're not really like interacting really heavily with like the people listening. Personally, I would call that like more of a content creator, not to like not to like argue with people, but like it's much less like you're not really there's what is the artistry there? Like it is
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to say that. It is there. There's still art there, but it's like you're kind of just creating content.
That'll
We're-
actually be interesting to talk about.
Which isn't bad.
Amoeba
It's
next
not
week.
bad.
The guy coming on next week is kind of that identity where he makes like lo-fi beats,
Right.
and it's like purely internet presence.
Oh, nice.
And
Right.
he has like a really significant
Which
presence.
is sick. I love the idea of just being sole internet.
Yeah.
Like I'm not
We'll have to
bashing
talk to him
on
about
it. I'm
that.
just trying to like wrap my head around
Yeah.
this new era. Like, if you're not gonna want to make money playing shows, how are you gonna make money?
How do you do it?
Yeah.
Because that's where the money is
Yeah.
traditionally.
Yeah, I would argue that we are not very marketing friendly with our art in general.
No.
Well, I mean, Austin kind of goes for it.
I try. I'm trying to learn it. Yeah.
Austin shoots for it,
Yeah.
and we're not too keen on shooting for it.
No.
This podcast feels like that,
Yeah.
but it's not.
It's
We're
not.
doing a podcast.
And
Austin turns it into the TikTok
Austin
magic. Austin turns it.
kind of exactly. Austin is the one that's more interested in that part, and then he makes those videos.
right.
Like it does
is
make
fine.
sense.
It also
Yeah.
it also kind of makes sense, and it's interesting that he's like, I can't say like significant. Austin's years younger than all of us,
Correct.
you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of probably feels like, I don't know. You could maybe speak to it. Like, how old are you?
26.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
Yeah. Eager.
Yeah.
Eager is
okay,
the word.
cool.
that
I got
we
Yeah.
say
7
with
years
that.
on you, but even that, man, like you grew up with technology different than me. Like, dude, I remember dial-up internet. Like, you definitely
No.
don't.
Yeah.
Like,
that
you
was not
definitely-
a thing.
Right. I remember.
I
that.
remember pre iPods
Yeah.
and iPhones.
yeah.
Yeah.
Barely.
Yeah, because even that people talk about like the iPad kids that are grown up now. I was that with like a computer where like there was always one in my house, and I would always just like play solitaire or pinball or whatever the fuck. But yeah, I was always doing that kind of thing. And I almost just think about it like, obviously, if I didn't have to do all this stuff, and like if we didn't have to do those like marketing promotion things for social media that every artist kind of does now, I wouldn't. But it kind of seems like that's the world we're in, and that is instantly just a way to get so much pull into your art and like get streams and like make the whole thing happen, you know, that I almost just feel like, oh, I have to do this. I need to like, I just
Yeah.
need to actually learn.
Look, it's an
Yeah.
annoying path to take the artsy, not giving a
Sorry,
fuck.
I almost got him.
I wish you did.
Got him.
I wish you
almost
did.
got him, dude.
That would have been a great TikTok.
You
reel.
could have hit me on the
I'd-
nose. I would have been fine with that.
Oh, he was there again, dude.
Yeah, I see him. He's
Son.
here.
Oh, he's there again. Get him.
It is kind of interesting, man. Because like,
He's on your dick.
no.
My bad, guys.
Honestly, man, like I feel like my path is like, the whole goal for me was always just to like be like musical, you know, where it's just like, dude, the
You
coolest,
like just doing it.
whatever it is, you know, like podcast editing, like I've definitely done that. Like, dude, the biggest things that I've ever done in like my audio career, dude, I make weird music. Like, biggest things I've ever done have literally been under the name of like somebody else, you know, like, like it's just,
I mean, you do it more than a lot of us do it because you like sell audio to like events and things like that, right? Mm-hmm. And then you also have done some podcasts, like kind of editing and all that sort of thing.
definitely
and,
like a lot, you
you're
know,
doing
like
the
there's
dojo. Like you're way more in it than we are as far as like any sort of business thing happening.
But
Yeah.
like exactly. So like the goal to me is, I guess it ends up like being whatever your end goal is. Because like Northeast Heights, I'm gonna develop it and I'm gonna build it, but I don't feel I don't feel like in a rush like some people do, where it's just I just want to be involved. I just want to be involved.
Yeah,
so
totally.
It's like, exactly. You know, where it's just again the biggest like things that I've ever done musically literally have nothing to do with like Northeast Heights. They're
Totally.
they're the guys like something else.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're more project people, so like you could be picky depending on the project for what you're going to do marketing wise. So like we bring up this idea of having people pay for our music,
Right.
but that doesn't mean I'm not going to have other music that people can't listen to that's just a separate project or whatever.
Right.
But like for this particular project, Party B, we would like people to show up to a
show.
DJ gig
Yeah.
and
Fantastic
like, hear
DJs, by
us
the way.
there.
People should show up to a Party B DJ gig.
All original, baby. That's how we do it.
Yeah, that's a flex.
That's how we do it.
Like, that's
we
a
go,
flex.
Yeah, we go all original, which is why it's kind of fun to fucking keep out all that shit from everybody.
Right. It's purposeful.
Yeah,
So
it makes that
Very
thing
purposeful.
Yeah.
very, very unique.
So going back to Bandcamp, I think Bandcamp, like the idea, like just speaking of it in relation to like Party B, where it's just like, I think of Bandcamp as like a record store, where it's just like, ooh, on people's Bandcamp, like I love when like, ooh, it's just like Party B wanted to make like a mouse pad. Party B wanted to make some merch. Party B like wanted to just like release like a fucking weird
that
like
too.
mix.
Yeah.
Like where it's just like, oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And that's not for most people. Most people are just hitting next on like Spotify or something,
Well,
which is like,
They are now, but before they still had to go to buy a CD, which is kind of the culture that we're trying to like bring back into it.
so do you guys shop on like Bandcamp? Like I actually probably spend like a good amount of money on Bandcamp a
Same.
month. I love it. Like
Oh,
I'm
really?
a
Same.
big fan.
That's where we get. I try and get everything I can from Bandcamp.
All our DJ
That's funny.
stuff
Right,
comes
before-
from Bandcamp.
yeah,
I've,
like
I've only
love
ever
regular
paid for
DJ
music
gigs.
one time in my life.
Really?
Yeah,
Just
and it was literally
wait.
it was just to support the artist because
No,
I was like,
well-
I listened to this guy for like years. I'm gonna just
Yeah.
like
Who
buy
was it?
to Tipper.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's gonna happen when you're gonna want like good quality shit to
Right.
DJ because you don't want to do like.
That was like my thing.
Yes.
That's when I got into it, and then it's just like it's also fun because there's so much
It
stuff
is
that
fun.
exists on Bandcamp
Yeah.
that isn't on Spotify.
Right, and
Oh, yeah.
you get the joy of like their little profile, and you do get a like
It's like MySpace.
right, and maybe they're not like $1 a song. They're like, hey, welcome to my page. If you can pay for my tunes, awesome.
Those are gems.
Give me a cent.
You want to know which ones I love
Like,
too?
that's
I
cool.
love like buy somebody's discography. I heard somebody
Yes,
recently.
I love that shit. You
Teso-
could buy the whole thing.
I want to shout this motherfucker out. This cat Teso Tech Life. I'd never even heard this dude. I know nothing about him.
Shout
I found
out.
I found his Bandcamp. He is the shit. Nobody's ever heard of him. Guaranteed. I've never
Still
seen him
there.
on any festivals. I love his music. He makes the coolest
Yeah?
fucking music. And like, dude, you bought his old discography for like $80.
Damn, let's
That's
go.
what I'm talking
Let's
about.
go.
And I love him, dude. Like, I just love the songs where I'm just like, this is DJ fuel. Like, this is DJ fuel.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. I love
But
finding
like,
those-
nobody's ever heard this. Like, guaranteed. Like,
Right. Right.
this is Savage from Los Angeles, just like making bangers, dude.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always fun when you find those little like hidden gems and you're like, "Oh my god, this dude is slaying it. Like how do you not have numbers?"
I actually, well, again, I think like
What's his
everybody's at a different place in the music. Like, when I listen to his music,
What's he called?
Taso, Taso.
Teso.
Tasso.
TASO.
Yeah.
Teso. Like that looks sick.
Tasso Tech Life?
I
feel like
don't
I've
know.
heard of
I
this.
just found out about him last week, so I don't know if it's Taso, Tech Life. Like,
Tech
I don't know.
My bad, folks. We're looking at
Dude, you want to know what it was?
Infinity. Give me 1 second,
go.
and we'll be just
like
fine.
I was at the.
Give me a second.
You should kind of just keep that. I was at the Glitch Mob.
Yo, we're flow
What
artists
is it?
now.
Where the thing you press where you like analyze a song and it tells you what it is?
Shazam.
Yeah, did that. Found this dude. Love all of his music.
All right, folks.
The question is, does it actually play?
That's over here.
Not likely.
Close the settings. Sorry about that, folks.
And this is the same thing. There's other people I found on like Bandcamp. There's a cat Walton who's the same thing where it's just like, I don't know if you remember. I came over one time with just like a thumb drive, it's just Walton tunes, and it's just loop music. Like it's I just loop it.
Oh,
like,
right,
Like
right,
it's not
right,
like it's not like a song. Like I might have a kick drum,
Yeah.
another one might have a melody.
Right.
I just loop them. I don't even know what the fuck's coming up next. But like that's how I like DJing too.
I don't know if this is the right guy. There's no like buy disco for. Oh yeah, right here.
This is definitely the right guy.
A nice USD $70 or more. So you can just be like,
It's cheaper now.
$1.
It's on sale.
Right there.
Nice.
But dude, he's got like
We
Cover art
can't,
is nice.
we can't listen to it, folks. I'm sorry, my audio's fucked for some reason. So,
Just bookmark it, man. He's cool. It's good rave music.
is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was at the Glitch Mob and I Shazammed one and then I found that dude and I'm just like, all right, that's cool fucking music. I listened to
Right.
a bunch of it. I'm like, he's rad. He's sick.
Oh, you found
know
him
this-
from Shazam from Glitch Mob?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's interesting. I guess if you're distributing, can you distribute from a distribution company to Bandcamp? Or do you have to separately distribute it to Shazam? 'Cause
No,
you need to do
Shazam.
that,
I think
right?
Shazam kind of like analyzes as much as they can.
It finds anything that gets added to
I know
Bandcamp.
with DistroKid, there's an option where it says
Right.
like you have to pay an extra
Right.
whatever amount. Yeah. So I imagine most of them do something like that, where it's like, okay, if you want it to be Shazamable, like you have to buy this $20 package.
But Bandcamp, you can just go and make a profile and put music on there, like
Yeah.
SoundCloud. So it's a
Yeah.
little different.
Yeah, I don't think it even connects to like, at least as far as DistroKid, it definitely
Okay,
doesn't
I
connect
see.
to there. Yeah.
Right. I think it's more of a, which is why it's sick. It's like a SoundCloud, but the streaming bit. Like you still can stream from there, but it's more of like a preview. You know.
Right.
I stream from Bandcamp a lot,
good.
actually. I like it.
Okay.
On the phone, if you look it up like Bandcamp app,
Oh, it has an app.
it's not perfect where it's just like Spotify where it's like it plays next.
Sure.
But if like I'm in the zone, like I just have my headphones in, I know I'm
Right.
like willing to like look around and click and stuff.
Okay.
Sick. Yeah, the media player is fine.
Oh, word. That's good.
That's
to know.
what's up.
I use
Yeah,
Bandcamp
that's
a lot.
badass.
Big fan. Shout out Tezo Tech Life and Walton. Both those motherfuckers are monsters and like nobody-
Shout out.
I'm a big fan of Bandcamp. I actually think in terms of like my music, it's more for me how I envision Bandcamp now. Like I think I'm gonna go more down the Bandcamp route.
Yeah.
Like releases, somebody wants
That's
to pay.
what I'm seeing people doing
That makes sense.
a lot recently.
Yeah, same. Seen a
Tice
lot of that.
Tice does this thing where he's making all these edits and he puts them out in like little packs, and then he takes them down, and then he will re-release them all at the same time on Bandcamp Friday, and then
For
he just
just
pulls
that
them
day.
all down.
And it pulls them down.
That's the truth, dude.
That's a move.
Also,
It's
there's
the-
cool stuff.
yeah.
Like, dude, I buy sample packs on Bandcamp. Like, that's where I get like sample packs.
that's
Like,
what's up.
Walton has the sample packs. Ablation has sample packs. Easy Bake
Ablation has some. And
Easy
Easy
Bake
Bakes?
has sample packs. Like, I've
That's
got.
a good place to sell.
I'm gonna
sample
stop
packs.
telling people.
Yeah, I know, right? Right.
Like, this is.
Can labels?
You just did.
labels
This goes
are
to
on
millions.
Bandcamp.
Dude, yeah, I just bought Ablation sample packs on Bandcamp
That's-
like last week too.
That's sick. I didn't. You
Yeah.
like Ablation?
Yeah, that's I fuck with the whole Lost Dogs crew, all of them. Milano, Untitled, Easy
Milano.
Bake, Ablation.
Making
I
always
fucked with
for
all of them. Like,
Fuck yeah! I didn't
yeah,
even
sure,
realize
sure.
Ablation was on Lost Dogs.
he's
That's sick.
like one of the original members.
Whoa.
But dude, I'm drunk. More shout outs. more
Same.
shout outs to
Cheers, bro.
dude, Easy Bakes
Yeah.
Lost Dogs is the biggest influence on like Northeast Heights. Like like
I bet.
when I found out about that kind of
I
music,
didn't
that
know.
was it.
That makes sense.
It's okay.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. I think you were the first person to even tell me about Lost Dogs like a year and a half ago
You're
or
right.
something. And that's how I found Milano. Milano is sick as fuck.
Beer
Bunch of
Lake.
other dudes. Literally everyone on there is
That's the
killing
music
it.
like I make, you know? Like
Yeah,
it's not
exactly.
forever. That's the music I make though.
Are you gonna try and like send in to them, try and get with them?
So
'Cause
they
I
have
could see
something
that.
called the Dog Pound. Really, man, like I'm kind of just at a standstill. Like I'm just waiting until I'm just making music, man. Like I
Yeah.
no big game plan.
That's fair. That's
Yeah,
fair.
no big game
Totally.
plan. I just
So
like
magic
when
happens.
it's ready, it'll be ready, and then like I'll do whatever I can with it. But
Yeah,
I'm just making music.
that's cool. I've been in a weird headspace where it's like, I want like bass music, like the larger than life kind of sound to be my main thing. But like every time I try and make a track lately, it just feels like super forced and like kind of just weird and like the energy isn't there. So
Interesting.
yeah, so I've done like just a 180 the past like
I've
literally
been-
been like a week.
I've
so.
been through similar things.
Yeah.
I mean, in my experience, the one that comes to mind is like right before we started the band. Basically, I was in a lost zone because I had just written 3 tracks that I spent like 6 months on, and I got them mastered, and they still sounded like shit. And I was like, "What?
You paid
what's
to get it
wrong?"
mastered?
It was by a homie of mine. So I
Who was
I
it?
didn't pay him
Can you
much.
say their name?
Yeah, his name's Damon. He's a fucking homie. He-
I don't know, Damon.
Nobody here does. He
Yeah.
was from my high school. Shout out Damon.
Okay.
He's a good kid. He went to school for mastering. Like he knows what he's doing. He had a built out studio in his basement. Like
Oh, in high school?
no, this is post.
Okay.
But he had like a control room, like it was a band style one. He would
Yeah.
bring bands in and like record them. And he mastered them, and like he doesn't make electronic, and I didn't know how to mix. So they were quiet and dumb.
Yeah, the master, the master's the mix, and then somebody just gets to make slightly different decisions.
Right. It was just trash. And so I kind of fell into like, what the fuck? And then at the same time, started coming on the scene. Mm-hmm. And I knew that they were using a bunch of chops of audio. And so I started like just falling into this universe of just like putting everything to audio, and I was just like lost. I had no idea what genre to do. Like I was just like, everything is just fucking weird sounds and who cares.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then we made the band, and I was like, thank God, I need to not like produce all the time right now. I need to just drum. I need somebody to be like, do this.
Yeah.
Which then once that died, and we were like, okay, well, I guess we're back to producing, but we were kind of together. Now we're like, well, what do we do?
You guys went on a fucking tear. Like, I remember.
Right.
I was just
so we're like, all right, let's
damn.
just
Like,
make a bunch of shit. And then Party B kind of developed out of that quickly.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, let's put restraints. We're making house.
Yeah, and you
And then-
commit to house that day, and like since then you guys have just been fucking
And then just full send.
Yeah, and then we bailed.
Which, right.
for a little bit.
Right, which is the second kind of like point where
It's gone. It's done.
Yeah, we're
Party
not,
B or the band?
No,
You're saying the band.
House.
making house.
Oh, house. I
It's
see.
like we're
Yeah.
making
Yeah.
club.
It's
music.
4 on the floor.
Yeah.
We're
Sometimes.
making it's club.
No, you know what you're getting. You know what you're getting.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
even if it's gonna be like some weird like trap or like something like that,
No,
like it's
It developed
you're
into
gonna,
a
you're
thing.
gonna know
Yeah.
it's gonna be Party B.
Yeah, it's Party
Yeah.
B club. That's what it
Yeah,
is.
it's just club music.
It's just club music. We're not
Shit
trying
music
to
for the
make-
dance floor.
Yeah, we're not trying to make
That's
a fucking like if we want to
It's
make a radio
bangers.
song.
It's bangers.
It's cool when you get to a place like that. Honestly, like I'm a big.
It is nice.
I think that
I'm
comes
jealous for sure.
I think that comes with like a little bit of like the musical journey though, because I know David had been on that. Like just hearing
Right,
the
it
story,
takes a
I know
while.
you've been on that. Like it comes with the musical journey to like to decide where you want to land, right? Because like where you're gonna land is probably like largely influenced by where you've been, and then like what you like pick out of all of that, and then it's just
Right.
once you find the identity though, it's really sick, honestly.
It
'cause
is.
then
It's
you
nice.
can just
You
like
can
work
kind of
towards
just
it.
yeah. The only thing is like if you ever want to try and break out of it, it's kind of a pain.
Then you're fucked.
Like
yeah. Then
if-
you're pigeonholed.
I mean, it's not. I mean, no, not like that. Like if you have a project that like us for example, like Party B, that we're like we make club music and it's kind of whatever genre wise, but it's always sound wise Party B. Mm-hmm. If he wants to make a CTYA
Yeah.
track, or if I want to make whatever my solo project is, like now it's kind of weird for me because I've spent 5 years making Party B the soul of like every time I sit down I'm trying to make a Party B track.
Right.
How
Now
do I
now
channel
step
You
in-
almost like mix
right
specific.
Right.
Because it's Party B.
right exactly. Now stepping
then,
out of that and trying
yeah.
to make, if I just want to make a techno track that isn't Party B and I want to make a more traditional track, it's almost like I have to like watch a YouTube video of somebody being like, here's how to make techno, and I'm like,
oh,
yeah,
that's
okay,
right.
that's right,
Those
okay, yeah,
things.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
do that.
I can-
Also,
I-
I'm going to sauce the fuck out of this.
yeah, I'm
shit.
so used to just fucking
It's like there's
everything
probably
up.
gonna be a wonk somewhere.
Yeah.
There's probably gonna be a
Yeah.
wonk
Yeah.
somewhere.
right.
That shit's going to be cleaner.
So
Yeah.
I actually don't know. Do you struggle with that? Because like
I mean, I haven't
I
really
like-
tried. I can kind of see it a little bit every time I sit down.
You see the vision.
I like kind of I force into a fucking Party B
Yeah.
headspace
Yeah.
where I'm just like, make Party B, go.
That's good
Like
though.
fucking.
I try and stay
It is
there.
good. Like I need to make a bunch of I want to make a bunch of shit. I want to make so much shit
Yeah.
that we could just play like 6 hours, and there's just like nothing but just like, what, you made all of this? Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I'll jump out of it more often than he will.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I've thought about it, but
it is tough just to get out of that mindset and like kind of steer into like something more
right, it takes a second.
something more something.
Yeah.
Whatever,
right,
whatever.
Because
it
you
is.
guys
like,
have just been in that one headspace for so long.
yeah, I was
like-
trying
Right.
to make some like liquid drum and bass the other day,
Oh.
and I was like, I found myself
That's part of the track.
really doing a very detailed job of a lot of fucking things, and I'm like, this actually sounds not really like liquid. It just sounds like fucking
160 Party B.
dude. It just sounds
Yeah.
it sounds raw, but it's pretty. It's like weird,
Right, right.
in that way. It doesn't quite meet the like like the trancey smoothness of like deep.
Right. The
Like
mix
the
wise,
deepness.
especially, yeah, it's hard to like now catch out of or step out of our party B mixing
Right.
because we want a very specific.
I
dry
also
sound.
really like the way
Yeah, it's true.
those mixes are, so
me too,
I
me
kind of
too.
don't want to leave
Me
that.
too.
I got some liquid whips if you need them. Let me know.
Ooh.
Maybe collabs would be the way to get out of that one.
Let's
I'm
go.
down.
I'm down.
If you're into BDSM, he has whips you dip in liquid. He can give you a little smack, you know?
Dude,
Oh.
I'm not, so
That's tight.
works out.
So, Vic, have you been playing with any like new techniques or any fun like processing bits or anything like that have been piquing your interest?
So I've definitely just been getting this new computer set up for probably the last like 2 weeks. And before that, no. Like honestly, the best thing that I can tell everybody to do, or not everybody, that's a weird statement, but what I've kind of found is my techniques are just getting like really refined. Like
Let's go.
They're just getting like sharp.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's kind of sick. Okay.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
so you're not trying to like
Right.
find a bunch of new random things. You're just taking your
No, it's-
concepts and just being like, how do I make this the
I'm
best
running
it
with
could be?
Northeast Heights. Like Northeast Heights is like my thing, and like
That's sick.
You have a concept for how you're coming up with sounds and like doing all these things. So
Northeast Heights, I decided about 3 years ago that like all of Northeast Heights is going to be based on like granular synthesis.
right.
So all I've been exploring for the last like 3 years, and everything, if there ever needs to be anything that needs to be done, it's all going to be granular level. And that's just what I decided
Gotcha.
the Northeast Heights sound
Yeah.
was going to be.
Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
I just fuck with Portal, Granulator. I can't say I only do that. Of course, you do like all the other tricks, but like no.
Do you know fragments? It's another granular set.
Is that a granular delay? That's the granular delay one. I saw it. It looks sweet. I haven't bought
Fragments
it
look
yet.
cool.
Okay.
I don't do booted
Yeah.
software,
That
so like,
Ubik
I gotta.
G is really fucking good too.
So
Oh,
Ubik G,
Ubik,
I
I
used
want
to have
that
it.
so
John
bad.
gave it to me back in the day, but like it was under his license,
Right.
so I didn't get it anymore.
Yeah.
The coolest one about Ubik G, just for some nerds out there, is that like I love like real time granular because there's not a lot of that because it needs to feed it into a buffer most of the time,
Right.
even Portal. So there's a bit of a delay. Ubik, if you ever need like real time granular
Right
like
now.
synthesis engine,
Yeah.
it's very fantastic.
It's super fun to automate.
But dude,
Yeah.
my whole flow
I just put
is like-
randoms on all the knobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Right.
also good technique. Yeah, not bad technique.
Thank you.
That's kind of what I do too. Like, dude, I never go into a sound or like anything knowing like what's going to be the outcome. Very rarely, like oftentimes,
Yeah.
if I need to like EQ something like in a specific way, I'll do that.
Sure.
But in terms of sound design thing, like no, the whole flow is like we're gonna feed it through Portal, and then what I actually do a lot is I don't leave stuff in MIDI. I work largely in audio, and what I've found like really helpful to myself is most of my tracks they swell up, they'll come from like the main idea, then that'll swell up to like 30, 40 tracks. And then I'm real good at like bouncing down into about like, I'll go back down where it's just like kick snare there, percussion layer,
Oh, yeah.
bass layer. And then I love cutting tails into a weird like
Yeah.
hitters. That's kind of my flow, but I know it's all going back to a granular level.
Yeah.
And that's just a decision I made. But
Totally. Yeah, we do similar things.
I'm sure. It seems like
We've discussed them before on here. Go listen to old episodes.
Dang.
Fucks.
Fox.
Dang.
That's cool though, man.
But no, Portal everything.
Fight me.
Yeah.
Portal.
I want
do,
it.
Do you
I want
Portal's great.
on Portal? Do you just flip through presets, or do you
Preset shred. I don't even know how Portal works. I use it like I use it
fucking? That's what I'm saying.
I
son.
use it
Dude, that is how I use Portal.
Yeah, no, I don't even try to go into it. I've never adjusted a preset on Portal.
Oh, Caleb, you get to be sound guy for once.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I've never adjusted it. I think of it as like a stomp pad for guitar.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. You
Yeah.
just fucking. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Yeah, if
I
I'm
do know the
using
ones I'm
Ubik-
using like with Portal
Right.
though. I have all the presets memorized.
Yeah, I am not preset whatever with Ubik G.
No, Ubik G. You can.
That's
what-
when you should randomize everything.
That one I'm
Right,
I'm
'cause
turning
there's only so
knobs,
much-
I'm automating. It's more about that kind
in,
of shit.
in Portal, there's too many drop downs for the X and Y. So you
Right,
might
it's
as
so
well
annoying.
just randomize X and Y and then flip through
Yeah.
presets.
The interface is not made to be
No,
fucked with, really.
no,
it's
it's-
made to be a preset bank.
So
even the advanced mode sucks. Like the view of it, I'm just
It's
like,
gross,
ugh,
yeah.
guys.
it's ugly. It doesn't make a lot of sense. And then also, I don't like how the envelopes work in Portal or Rift. I don't like when they
Right.
curve out like that.
Yeah,
I guess it's good for like. I get that it's good for randomization, but like, I'm not using I'm using them quickly. I'm flattening
Right,
and then like putting
right.
it back into like its main group category. So I'm never. I commit to audio like fuck. Do you guys do that? Like I don't leave things hanging out.
I do with
Here and
everything but the bass sounds.
Oh, yeah, I commit to everything.
Everything. See, with the
I
bass sounds,
definitely
I
like
can't.
committing
I can't.
to the bass sounds. Those are some that I commit to more.
Yeah, same
Interesting.
every time. Those are what I commit to first.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
almost
really
immediately.
nice to be able to, because I will while I'm making those sorts of sounds, I will put a lot of randomness in the sound in general. So if I'm going to print it, it's nice to know that it's going to be the thing that it's going to be. Because the sound in general beforehand for me is going to be different every time. Mm-hmm. You know, so it's fun to leave it for a while doing that, and then at some point I'm like, all right, and I want to dissect all the different bass lines. So print them, start fucking them up more, start moving them around more.
Because it's
Right,
different.
okay.
It also depends how you make them. Like, are you doing a lot of your sound design at the synthesis level, or are you doing it? You see, because I actually kind of don't do anything at the synthesis level really anymore.
Because
Like,
there's a lot of like post processing.
it's post process. I get I get the main idea
Yeah.
from like the synth line, and then everything's gonna be post processing after that. So like I have to flatten it a bunch of times to get it to that level. I like
Yeah.
don't hang out at the synth
I do
level.
a lot of flattening
interesting.
like that too.
Yeah,
I find myself like going through phases where it's like I will do the just how much can I do just in the synthesis form and use the least amount of post processing as I can, which is the phase I'm in right now. But then I've definitely like gone through phases where it's like, okay, how do we just like use the simplest thing in your synth and then just like fucking destroy it with processing and try and get a cool tone that way.
Interesting.
I
I'm
always
trying
go
to
back
go
and
as
forth.
minimal as everything as possible.
It can go both
as
ways,
Minimal
though.
in the synth, as minimal in the post processing.
Because I struggle where like I'm not really good at synthesizing like serum. I say serum. That
Serum.
Sarah.
That bugs me. That's what I learned the word as when I was a little kid. True serum. I can say
True
serum, but it
serum.
bugs me because like everybody's just like it's not serum. I'm just like fuck. So serum like
Piano.
piano. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
Piano.
Poon.
Piana.
Yeah.
Poon always
But,
says piano.
Yeah, dude, like guaranteed you're good at that. Also, guaranteed you're better at synthesis than me. Some people are sound explorers though.
Oh,
like
for
the kind
sure.
of music you make is like,
Right.
dude, you know
Yeah.
the music I make. I make like wonky, like 3-note fucking like trap dub. Like that's
True. Yeah. So I guess it depends on your intention and what
Techno
you're
trap.
trying
Yeah,
to be
like-
as an artist. Will kind of define your the style and the way you do things. That
I
makes a lot
actually,
of sense. Yeah.
dude, I actually love when I can make a song with like as little sound design as possible, and the drums
Yeah.
and the effects
Right.
and like all the
Same.
turnarounds are coming in, and then it's just like doesn't even need that many bass noises.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
that's like the easiest way for me to finish them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of finishing
Sure.
them, lightning round.
Damn. I only have 2 questions.
I got 4.
You guys have is this dude, this is so funny. Have you ever heard the podcast The Bunt? It's a skateboard podcast.
No,
Dude, it's
I haven't.
it's a Canadian skateboard podcast, but it's fantastic and I love it.
Oh, cool.
And they have something called Rapid Fire with the Ghost, who's one of the hosts. And I was always just like, I need to tell the boys to like do something like that.
yeah.
I need to tell the boys to do something like that.
We're on it. We're on
Rapid
it.
Fire.
It's a dick.
Did everybody see this?
Yeah. Lightning
welcome, chat.
round is a classic bit done by many.
Is this your dick?
Done by many.
Yeah. Actual size
This
and
is how we spent the
girth,
first 10
for
minutes of the
sure.
episode when you guys were plugging in cables.
fuck.
It's a very thin dick with very massive balls.
Yeah. It's
Heart-shaped
unfortunate,
balls.
but I live
Or
with it,
normal
so.
sized balls in the
Yeah.
shaft.
Those are
It's
not
very
normal
thin.
size. Or maybe. The whole sack flattened.
No. So that's actual size, like 1-to-1 scale. So the balls are just massive, and the shaft is thin.
You're just scooping.
All right.
I know. I see. scooping.
Is it this bottom question?
Top 2. The bottom one's something else.
Okay. Folks, welcome to the lightning round.
You guys got to tell me. I haven't seen this.
Okay.
Oh, this is your first lightning round.
Yeah.
Okay, it is kind of a new thing.
I'm just going to ask a question,
Yeah.
and you answer it as quickly.
Kind of what I figured. The lightning round.
Yeah. Yep.
And if it's like, what's your favorite? It's just kind of just say whatever comes to mind
Yeah.
first.
Do you guys like one word answers, or do you want me to elaborate?
It's up to you.
Just
Keep it
short.
shorter if you can.
It's fine. If it's
Is that the third time?
Don't hit that.
We've like never spilled in the last room, and
I know.
this episode 3 times already.
Again, this is the beta episode with
Beta.
Northeast
Beta
Heights.
episode.
Yeah. That's right.
This
Yeah.
is the beta. This is the beta episode with Northeast Heights. Let's get that
Yeah.
straight.
So
Yeah.
so Vic, keep it short if you can. But if you feel the
I
need
can-
to
I can-
elaborate a little, like
I could probably keep it short.
yep.
Chat, you can jump in if
Yeah.
you wish.
Chat, we
Please do.
want your opinion on these questions as well.
Yep. All one of you. Get in here.
all one of
so
you?
number one, your favorite media player on the PC.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
This is an odd question because people don't listen to shit on media players anymore. They listen to it on Spotify.
Yeah.
No,
Which, if Spotify's your answer, that's your answer.
In my line of work, what we use for shows is we're going to trigger VLC.
VLC.
Let's go.
That's a popular one. I don't like the look of VLC. It looks like it's from like the 90s, so I just can't do it.
I fucking
It
love
grosses me out,
Oh,
and the
it's-
cone,
The
I hate it.
aesthetic is so
I
good.
hate it.
Again, you said keep them short and sweet.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
coulda-
Okay.
There's some philosophy that could have gone into like any of those answers.
Sure.
VLC.
Of course.
I use the stock whatever media player. It looks clean.
Windows media
Yeah.
player?
Windows.
Ugh,
Is
the
that
That's what I-
No,
that's
it's
what I
not.
use.
It's not Windows, or it might be Windows. It's not the one with
I
like
use
the
the
blue
Windows one.
button. Not that one.
And I'm not a PC
Guys.
user. This is literally just from like work.
Yeah.
There's two that tie because one used to be the reigning champion forever, which was Winamp.
Winamp. I don't even know.
It has a llama as their fucking logo.
Oh,
The best. And then, but recently, Foobar has become my favorite.
Foobar?
Yeah,
It's a
the
great name.
That is
the
a fun name.
picture for file formats is a little alien, which is
Oh,
fucking-
what?
is super great.
Okay, I'm gonna get Foobar.
We go here real quick.
Oh, but alien or llama? Llama seems pretty fun.
Like see the little guy. You can kind of see
Is that
it's a little alien.
I can't see it.
Look, see.
Can't you just switch the image for like
You-
the
you
media
go-
player? That,
Okay.
He's so blind.
That's fun. Yeah.
Or it's a cat, I guess. But I
How blind you are
I
is how
feel
deaf
bad.
I am.
yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
Next question though. Wait, did you answer? Oh yeah, you said
Just
stock.
what? Yeah, I just use whatever it pulls up. as.
If you had to, hypothetical, for the rest of your life, work in headphones or 6-inch monitors.
Oh. 6-inch monitors. For
6-inch
sure.
monitors.
Same.
Yeah. Do we get a sub or
For the
it's
rest
just
of
the
your
6-inch?
life?
6-inch.
This is rapid fire.
Well,
this is rapid fire. What the fuck?
I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry. You should be the host.
Headphones.
Okay.
Headphones. Wow.
Cool.
Yeah.
And that was working. You can listen to music.
God, I
in
hated
other
that
ways.
question. That was brutal.
Oh, whatever.
Working. Headphones.
What is something that you do that you think no one else does? Like in the DAW, what's your little thing that you're
Oh,
like,
in the DAW.
Nobody does this.
Oh, great.
Oh.
This is a rapid fire and I'm good with it, but like I got to explain it a little
You
bit.
can explain.
So a lot of my music is based on like swing, and I care a lot about importing swing onto something. So what I've done recently, that's a good technique that I've found that I don't think that I've never seen, I just made up. If I need to import swing to a drum layer quickly, typically to the snare, is I'll duplicate multiple audio channels of the snare track without putting the snare on them. I'll add different track delays to each channel. Let's say like 7 seconds, -12 seconds, -17, plus 21
random.
and then I just randomly cut sections of the snare onto those duplicate ones, flatten everything, put it all in one snare group.
Okay, just to like fully randomize.
Do
where
it with
the snare's
hi-hats
gonna
too.
go.
I do it with all the drums. That's how I get
Interesting.
swing in a lot of things.
That's sick.
Interesting.
I've never seen anyone do this before somehow. I'm sure someone has to have, but I've never seen it. Is Shepard subs. So Shepard's tone, like the infinitely rising pitch that's like duplicating, but do that as a sub drop. Then you get an infinite sub drop.
I have a hard time making them. How are you making Shepherd's tones? Is just a
I'll show
sample?
you. Yeah, it's super easy.
You sent me a picture one time and it didn't make a bunch of sense to me.
That's fine. I can show you. I can actually
Send me that patch, bro.
send me that. Yeah, I
Just
used
send
to
me
make
one
it
in
as
every
a
key.
patch, I figured out it's so simple. Honestly, it's so simple.
It's not that bad. Once you fucking figure out the fundamentals.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, dude. I'll show you after the podcast. Yeah.
I'm interested in that.
Yeah.
I do love Shepherd's tones. That and
They're
granular
sick.
synthesis was going to be like a driving factor of Northeast Heights.
Yeah.
I just couldn't figure out how to make Shepherd's tones in Operator.
Yeah. I'll teach you the ways, bruv. I'll teach you the way.
I know that there's a Contact one you can make that's just a thing, but I don't use I don't use Contact either.
Yeah, I've learned it's harder to synthesize it. You want audio.
Oh,
sure.
Just give me the samples in every key.
Oh, you can make them then. It's easy.
Just give them to. Okay, I'm
oh,
still down to learn.
I'll still give it to you. Yeah, you're right. You're right. That was a nice, short, and sweet answer.
I'll go next. I use tube saturation on everything before any decision is really made.
Oh,
Basically, I
you just know you're gonna want
throw
it.
something on, drive it by like 3 decibels, and turn it down.
Interesting.
As long as
Okay.
it's not hitting over. On the tube VST that I have, it has a big red thing that lets you know if it hits over. So I just crunch it, and it's gonna automatically add a bunch of odd fucking tones to everything,
Yep.
and it's gonna thicken it up in a unique way. And it usually, what's nice is if it's on everything kind of sits together, it seems. And I love tube.
Not a bad technique. I was listening to a Steve Maserati on Audiophiles podcast, the one with Jamie Liddell, and he was talking about
Shout out that podcast.
the importance of just like knowing, like, it's just like, ooh, what do I want to do the signal before I even throw it through anything?
Right.
It's just-
right. I like giving it a little bit of the tube.
That's one of your thumbprints.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
It's all
yeah.
about the
It's a thumbprint.
thumbprints.
Yeah. I will. I put a low shelf on my masters.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
Oh
every
my
single
God, you
fucking
do.
master, like
Sure
the
you
first
do.
thing I do is
Yeah.
I pull down the lows.
20 or 30? A low shelf?
Low
A low
shelf.
shelf, like a really wide Q low shelf,
So it's
and
like
I'll
a
pull
super
it
subtle
down
slant?
by a couple
Yeah.
dB.
Will you
at
ever do like a full
500
high pass?
or
500?
something like that?
Right, so it's cutting out a lot of the mud on its way out.
I'm doing a slow, gradual taking off of the low end before I run into my mastering chain.
Not a bad technique. I usually always have to adjust it at like track level. I might
Right,
try
I'll-
that. That's good
I'll,
stuff.
I'll do
I like
similar
it.
things.
I like both.
Right, yeah, for sure.
I
Either
like-
track level or on the master.
Both are
or
sick.
I like
variation
it. Yeah, I like
on
both.
the groups.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's so hard, right? Because like music, how bright it is, it's very hard to produce that bright. Like the
Correct.
final deliverable.
Right.
Like,
Well, not
yeah,
only that, but produce with that with the lack of weight. It's not always because it's too bright. It's also because there's a lack of weight. So yeah, it's like it's nice when you're in the studio to have to get the kick hit you in the chest and the sub to kind of rumble your fucking your
little
It's
tummy.
definitely
inner
more.
region.
It's more appealing of a feeling, definitely audibly and physically than
Right.
high end content.
Correct.
I get
Right,
it. Makes
right,
sense.
right.
Good technique, David.
It pulls the tune together because like I'm squishing it essentially by however much I'm pulling down the low end.
Right.
So it's just getting the low end out of the way of the squish and having all the rest of the shit beginning the fucking
right
crunch.
of the compressor.
Again,
and then
I-
letting the sub get out of the way. I just like the way it sounds more.
I do find that
I do it like almost on every sound too.
It makes sense. It's actually a good thing to like be cognizant of just going into it, because usually when I go into that and like start viewing it on an analyzer, low end has to get pulled down.
Yeah.
So-
every time.
I'll try it. Noted.
Yeah. Yeah.
Spotify versus SoundCloud versus Audius. Personally, I think Audius is the
Bandcamp.
coolest. But
Bandcamp.
out of these three, yes, I agree. Bandcamp is
Yeah.
cooler.
But out of those three,
But Audius, I think, is the coolest because it's like there's like some integrated Web3 ideas with the crypto
Yeah.
and
Yep.
how you can earn and stuff like that.
Audius
so
is
I
sick.
think it's kind of cool. But
and you can
nobody-
actually donate to artists
right, but nobody
on their
knows
page,
what the fuck it is.
which is a new thing. I
Yeah, they don't
right?
know.
Right. Nobody
don't know.
knows. Nobody knows.
I go Spotify.
Right.
Okay.
Spotify.
Bandcamp.
Well, it has to be Spotify, SoundCloud, Audius.
Honestly, my phone bill covers Apple Music. Apple Music under Spotify.
Okay.
Those two.
Fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
I'm a fucking bro. I listen to Joe Rogan, Spotify.
Me too.
I do too. I love Joe.
Okay, right. Spotify cause Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. He's mainly why I use Spotify now.
Yeah. Same.
I'm gonna go Audius as well.
Okay.
Audius is fucking so sick.
All right. Next, choose your weapon: fragments, portal, or Ubik G. If you had to choose,
Choose your weapon.
Ubik G.
same.
I told her Portal everything.
Okay.
It's literally it.
Wow. Fragments.
If you want to
getting
make a
left
Northeast
out
Heights song,
in the
just
cold.
Portal everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
That's
good
fair.
to know.
I've never really used any of them. I've gotten to use them all for
Hilarious.
like a sec. But
mean-
I think I would imagine Ubik G would be my favorite.
If Granulator 2 was on here, the one
I
that's-
almost put
the,
that.
the one that's in Ableton, I
Yeah.
would choose that one. I
Really?
fucking love that one. That was
Really?
the best.
Damn,
I would
almost put
honestly
it.
just choose.
There's so many knobs to randomize. There's like 50 knobs. Like
There's a lot.
the potential of randomness.
I would
is-
just choose Bitwig for the algorithms. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
So I do have a preset saved for like all the plugins that I use where every knob is just pre-mapped. So
Nice.
well, in Ableton you only
That's
get
great.
16 where the
great.
knobs that I like most pre-map, and then I can random those, and it's just like a preset
Limited.
like in an instrument.
Right.
I use Ableton, so I'm sure the fuck Bitwig. I'm sure Bitwig has something similar. Can you map as many macros in Bitwig as you want?
yeah.
Yeah, you can go.
Okay,
unlimited.
so you,
It's infinite.
You can
Yeah,
map.
why doesn't
you
Ableton
can
just
map
fucking
all
do
of those
that?
macros.
there's
to,
Max for live devices. Map in everything. So overrated.
You can
That's a good
map
point, yeah.
all of those macros to anything in the project.
Not only that, you could
Project wide.
now with Bitwig 5.0, you can map all those macros that are mapped to something that's project wide to one single project wide macro.
Okay. Oh, so you macros.
You can macro. You can have a
that's
project
insane.
wide, a group wide, a
Track wide.
track wide macro,
Yep.
or
And then-
random,
and then, like,
or
group.
LFO.
Yeah.
Or it's fucking dude. 5.0 is
Can
crazy.
you-
It's
It's
nuts.
insane.
When did they release that update?
A month
Recent.
ago.
Was it a
Less
pain?
than-
Or are you still like digging? Or
Yeah.
did you figure it out?
Yeah, they
no,
have
we're
a-
still digging. There's
Oh,
a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
The
Especially when
main-
they're early on, like those updates can be like huge changes.
The
Yeah.
main thing is they have a multiple drawable LFOs.
Yeah. That's
You can draw LFOs.
Not
now.
only LFOs but envelopes.
Woog,
envelopes.
yeah, those are helpful. Woog has one that he made for Ableton Live and Max.
Oh, big up.
shout out Wolg.
yeah,
Big
Woog's a
up.
You're,
monster.
you're a nutty
Yeah.
buddy.
That's
Dude,
huge.
actually, I see what Bitwig's doing. Like, Bitwig's good for like incorporating like everything internally, but like Max for Live is just underutilized
Yeah,
in like
for
Ableton
sure.
for sure.
I always had problems with Max for Live, like the convolution would
Crashing.
crash my computer. A bunch of other Max for Live things would crash my computer.
It's more stable now for sure. There's definitely like if he
Sure.
like patches you can get though, right? Like it's a free
Right.
It's a free
No,
marketplace.
right,
Somebody
right,
might just
right.
make a shitty patch.
Correct.
Yeah.
So last question on the lightning round. Again, a hypothetical. If you could only ever, like, if you had to choose, you're like, I need to make this thing wide by either increasing its stereo width unipolary, so together it gets wide on left and right, or you can pan it. Those are your two options for stereo width.
Oh, you have, to choose
choose
one or the other.
Yeah, you have to choose one.
Pan.
Personally, yeah, I'm gonna go pan.
Pan, for sure. Okay, but let's say in this scenario you can't cheat and do the whole like pan hard left, pan hard right, and then delay one.
No,
to
yeah,
get that
there's
concept.
none
Yeah.
of that. There's
You-
none of that.
okay.
That would be under the widening.
Yeah. Okay.
in
Yeah.
this
Then pan.
hypothetical.
Pan
Yeah,
for sure.
pan.
Is it a mono or stereo track?
Mono.
You got to finish this
Stereo.
Mono.
Stereo?
Well,
Well,
if
the
you're
whole-
panning,
the whole
I imagine
song
it has
is-
to be mono.
Well, the whole song is stereo
You're really putting a lot of limitations
because otherwise you can't pan.
on both of these.
I think
If-
pan's the right
you can
answer
still
for
pan.
this weird hypothetical.
I'll join you guys. I don't
how
really care that
weird is
much.
it?
I feel like if it has to be pan or
I
just
understand.
stereo, like just stereo, you get all stereo tracks. But if you're doing the panning, everything is mono.
I mean, think of it. You guys are like being really technical. It's less about
Right.
technical. It's just either you have a button that makes things wide, or you
Yeah.
have a button that lets you pan it. Those are your only two options.
Okay, well, no, that's why I brought up the thing, because
Right.
if you have something that's already a stereo sample, then you have a stereo.
Does the widener also make things
No,
thin?
it does nothing. It does nothing but take a mono signal and make it wide, or the other button takes that mono signal and moves it left to right.
So however wide the signal is that we get, it can't. It's not both ways. It can't go like wide and then not wide.
The only signals you ever get are mono.
Yes,
And you
okay,
have two
yes,
buttons,
yeah.
and you either make them wide or you pan them.
I still pick pan.
Yeah,
Same.
Yeah, pan. I'm duplicating that shit. I'm panning two separate versions.
No, we just said, though, you can't do that.
There's no
can't-
way you can't do
Hey,
that.
We said that's
because
part of
the
it.
hypothetical
That's part of
question
it.
ends
Terrible.
at
This
the
is a
moment
terrible
you give
question.
the answer.
I'm with David. This question sucked.
No,
This question stinks.
you guys are thinking the question is like long division. You get like multiple answers after the fact. This is one of those answer quick.
Well, do you know that?
No,
We all did.
No, answer quick.
We all did, and we answered correctly. Pan.
there you go, and it ends there.
Pan game.
But there's no. I get to then widen it.
All right, right before we
That's
end
what I'm
it,
doing.
I want to challenge all of our listeners and future listeners to a fun little thing.
They're different tracks. They're not going to be the same track.
When I met up at the
gonna
Ghost House
duplicate.
meetup on Sunday,
fine.
shout out Ghost House. That was a super fun event.
Hell yeah.
One of the guys there says he practices like hearing training
Oh,
type
yeah.
things. Yeah. So there's this website called Sound Gym. You can go there and it just tests you on like what frequency is boosted right here, or like how hard is it panned? Like is it panned like 3 left or 16 left or something, or like how compressed is the signal? And I was playing with it the other day with the boys, and it was fun. So
Yeah,
everybody,
how is everybody doing?
we did really well on.
Who did the best?
I mean, not good.
I think I did the best. AT was solid.
you better
though.
have.
Yeah. We all did like way better than I thought we would though, which was nice. The frequency one was the hardest. That one was
Yes.
really hard.
Frequencies are pretty hard. How is it
How
rounding
hard
them?
was
Is it like
it?
every 100 hertz, or was it even like more specific than
It
that?
was more, it would be like 162. or,
Yeah,
and
that'd be
it
hard.
gives you like an A and B. So the A, nothing's happening, and then the B, it's like what frequency is boosted, and they heavily boost it, so it's like very obvious the
cue,
section.
Well, obvious,
like-
but also not obvious. The
Yeah, because
cue's-
what is the Q?
right? The cue is so tight that it's like,
Yeah,
and you're
Yeah.
like, 2K, and they're like, actually, 800K, and you're like,
exactly.
well, I guess so because it's so fucking peaked.
Yeah.
It's
Some people are good at that.
It's pretty hard.
I
It's
used
pretty
to
tough.
work-
It's
I
good.
used to work with this cat where it's just like we'd ring out rooms like in a PA system, and like this cat would just be like ring out. He'd just be like 450.
Whoa.
It's like 570.
And he'd
like,
nail
like,
it?
Yeah,
Nice,
you could
nice,
do it.
Whoa,
You could do it.
That's
I bet.
insane.
I bet. Yeah, that makes sense.
But that
Yeah.
was his job. Like he didn't make music. Like he just like rang out rooms.
Yeah,
he was
he
an
just-
A1. You know.
That was,
Like,
that was
right.
his whole
Yeah.
thing.
right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember him yelling
That's
at me.
sick.
He's just like 680.
Yeah. It's like
Like,
1 or
Jesus
2
Christ,
hertz
that's
off.
Very
Like, damn.
specific.
Right.
Yeah, it was fun though. It was really fun. It made me realize a lot of every time they did a low one or a mid-range one, we pretty much had it. But anytime they did a high one,
Well,
I
there's
always
more.
thought it was higher than it was.
Right. Right.
Yeah, which
Right, yeah.
which was really really interesting to me because
That
they
was
do
kind
a
of
thing
the-
and I was like, oh, that's like 8K, and it was like, no, that's like 3K.
That's
and I was
enough-
like, what?
Dude, that's the thing, man. Once you get over,
Yeah, you got to dial that
I
shit
think the
in.
frequency
Yeah.
spectrum kind of sucks after like 8K. Honestly.
Oh, it does. Yeah, even after
like,
4K.
I mean, after 1K.
After 1K, literally.
There's a
it's-
lot of frequencies up there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a lot.
It's not that great.
It's
Right.
Right.
I mean, I'm hating because I can't hear them.
It's
But like,
It's half.
it's a 10. What would it be? 20 times
Right.
20 times
20 times
the
what
frequencies above 1,000
Yeah.
ish.
Yeah, literally
Obviously, you're starting
20
at
times.
20,
Right.
so it's not exact.
No,
but
exactly.
Right. That's
Literally, you get to 1,000, and it's 20 more times the amount of frequencies you just heard
Yeah.
crammed into 1,000 to 20,000.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Not only that, but you have midtones, semitones,
Yeah. Microtones.
microtones.
Yeah, yeah.
Folks, that brings us to the tone of the ending. Which is this.
The first ever beta episode in our new studio. We moved out of Greendale, Colorado, finally. Until
Folks,
we decide we're back there again for one episode.
let's go back real quick. Victor, where can people find you on the internet?
Northeast Heights Music, NE Heights, which is HE, the way you spell Heights.
Yeah.
November Echo Heights.
There we go. Thank you. Thank you. All platforms.
All platforms.
Sick.
Yeah.
Folks, hit the
Owns it.
sub.
Go check
hit
out his
the-
Bandcamp.
Go hit the like, all those buttons.
Yeah.
We love you guys. And we will see you.
Do you guys want to spill one more drink before we end it?
Yeah, we should do that.
Right.
Bye, guys.